Lori, thank you so much. Just, yeah, tell us all about it. EO Omega plus complex. We're super excited to hear about it. So, start.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we're scratching the surface on everything that this has potential to do. And I think it's an amazing product that doTERRA is putting out. Um, so we're just going to hit the highlights because there's so much research that could be done here and could be said. So one of the quotes from convention, I think it was from Becca Nixon. She said, "We put the EO in EO Mega Plus." And so, what's setting our product apart, and it seems like it's a far superior product than anything available globally, is because we put the wild orange in it. And that's because it's high in limonene, and that positively affects cholesterol, our inflammatory response, and the oxidation. All of that helps with heart health. So that's the one component in this product that is kind of revolutionary. The second is it's the wild caught fish from the Nordic seas. So, and because we're doTERRA, it's clean, it's traceable, and it's sustainable. So not only is the Omega products from the Nordic seas kind of like the industry standard, ours goes beyond that in the sense that it's sustainable, traceable, and clean. So and then why? Why are we using these? First of all, they're a little bit bigger, um, and the dose would be 3 a day. Although in some of the commentary, they said it's important for us to kind of play around with that and know our levels and how we feel about it. But the importance of it is because omega-3 fatty acids translate into overall health and longevity. And so the percentage is like 95% of all people are deficient in omega-3s. So they had this like top 2% of scientists on the panel. His name is Dr. Bill Harris, and he was brilliant and funny, and which was a beautiful combination. Um, and he's been studying omega-3s for like 43 years. And this is a quote from him. The nutrient that is most missing from American diet is EPA, DHA, omega-3 fatty acids. That's why when you replace them, you get such an improvement in health. And I thought that was like mic drop, like game changer. Like, what else do we need to know? 95% of us are deficient. We replace this and it impacts our health for the positive. Um, doTERRA is doing clinical studies. They're having amazing results on blood pressure, resting heart rate. They talked about cholesterol. They also talked about that we can do claims with this product. So I'm interested to kind of dive more into that. And we can use this product for all heart disease, heart health, cognitive function, healthy respiratory system, healthy joint function and comfort, mood, um, helps you feel fuller between meals. It promotes healthy metabolism. They're doing studies on diabetes, dementia, aggression. They're doing a study, they're taking school kids and prisoners and studying omega-3s and how that impacts aggression. So again, fascinating. And it's a why not?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. I absolutely like I have pushed omegas for a really long time in terms of emotional health and knowing how crucial those are and how quickly our body uses them up, which is why so many people are deficient in it. We're not getting enough. We're getting too much of all of the processed stuff rather than the good stuff that we need. So I love it. Thank you so much, Lori.
Yeah, you're
Amber, are you
welcome.
still like got notes together?
Yes, I just putting little finishing touches. I meant to grab downstairs and go grab one of the sachets. Does anybody have it there handy to kind of pop it up? Anybody have it?
What are
No.
you talking about?
The sachet, just so everybody can see it. Oh, Lori's got it.
Oh, sorry, I don't have it.
So, so this little packet, you guys, is, I'm so excited. It's crazy how powerful that little packet. That is literally a powdered form. You put it in your water, and it is our VMG plus. And just to kind of let you guys know, it is not. It is definitely to. It's they're trying to take the place, not trying, L of LLV. So between this and the omegas, it's not a take both or anything like that. It's one or the other. If you love your LLV, take your LLV, but I don't know why you would, because it's all those pills. And this tastes delicious, and you got that omega, and it's amazing. Anna's got it too, and it's so good. It tastes exactly like it's like a pineapple mango flavor. So if you're not a pineapple fan, that would probably be your only turnoff on it. But otherwise, I think it's delicious. It's basically they say that the studies are showing right now that it can reverse your biological age by 2 years, and I think they said in little as 6 weeks. Was what they said during general session of just taking this. It reduces inflammation by 43% in the studies they've done so far. And just like LLV, there's a 30-day guarantee on this. So it's kind of like, hello. So they won't be available till October 1st. And I'm sad about that because my husband loves it. I love it. I want to start putting it in my kids' smoothies. And I really didn't want to buy a second kit, but I'm seriously considering it right now if it's still available. So basically it's 5 blends in one. Let me just, before I go into there, what really makes this unique is that it has not only essential oils in it, like our LLV does, it has whole food vitamins like our LLV does, but that's like even more, they're packed in even more than an LLV. It has liposomal, I don't think I'm saying it right, technology, which is basically what helps us absorb and get the maximum absorption. And this one I did not write down. It's in my head, so please correct me if I'm wrong. I think they said there's a 38% increase in absorption versus others. Does that sound right to anybody? Might be more than that. And basically, so it's absorption, and also, so it's just basically the bioavailability of the vitamin and making sure that we're getting maximum absorption. It also has digestive enzymes and probiotics in there. So they're not saying don't take the probiotics, definitely still take the probiotics, but it has probiotics in there as well. And this is really big for anybody here, like myself, who has the MTHFR gene mutation, which basically means that you cannot convert folate, and that causes a whole host of health problems that I don't have time to get into right now. This is literally just, I think like the omegas, I think those two, literal and frankincense, all 3 of them could be an entire class. But basically it has methylated B in there. And this is huge for me because I personally have been on the hunt. I'm changing integrative doctors. So I'm not taking the one she was prescribing anymore. And I'm like, what am I going to do to make sure I've got something I trust? And like, it's like doTERRA was listening to me. So I'm really excited that alone is in there, to start feeling that brain fog and all that kind of stuff, and all the other things that go with it kind of go away. So just real quick, I mean, there's so much stuff in here. It's amazing what they've packed into there. There's a nutrition blend, a bioavailability boosting blend, a superfood blend, a cellular support and antioxidant blend. So this is also taking the best out of CRS as well. And then the biotransformation blend, which is just for your gut friendly. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through the entire list, you guys. If you go to doTERRA, and then I don't know if you guys have ever done this before. If you go, like, I really like how they have, instead of doing the PIP, oops, I probably should take off my filter here so you guys so I can show you. Take that off. But basically, if you guys go, if you've ever noticed that we have the PIP isn't going to tell you much. The PIP, it does tell you, but it's more like it tells you like more in story format why it's so great. But if you literally want the ingredients and you go to the page, there's an ingredients list, so you can like click on each one. Nutrition blend, click on it. Hang on. Well, this is the bioavailability, and then right below it, it'll tell you everything that's in there. So that's for the bioavailability. You've got ginger root oil, lavender, lemongrass, apple fiber, that's where the probiotics are. The nutrition blend, I'm not telling you guys everything. Guava, amala, holy basil, moringa as in the nutrition blend. The superfood blend is just like, that just goes on and on and on. Literally every good fruit and vegetable that's out there is in here. The cellular support blend, I'm not even going to try. Not only does it have like the L-methionine and the turmeric and pomegranate and apple and coenzymes and all kinds of things. And I'm just highlighting dandelion plant extract. I'm just blown away that they've got all of this all packed into there, and it tastes delicious. And it's way easier than taking all those pills. And that's the big thing too, right? Because I feel like we've got our adaptive, we've got our On Guard, we've got all the other extra supplements we want to take. So those are the ones that always, for me, I don't know, but you guys always seem to take a backseat, because I'm like, by the time I'm done with my LLV, I'm like, and a couple other ones, I'm like, I am done with pills for the day. And biotransformation blend is bromelain and blueberry and white grape and cranberry and apple and all the different things there. So to kind of help with your anti-inflammatory response. So that is it in a very small nutshell, but yeah, super excited about this.
Like, everyone's like, I feel like I got a fire hose at you, because yeah, they spent 30 minutes talking about all these things or more. So thank you so much, Amber. It really is key as we are helping translate this to customers, that like the benefits of it in terms of not having to take more pills, but being able to just drink something. I haven't tried it yet, so I'm really happy that you guys say it tastes good, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know about
it is it's a little gritty. There's a little grittiness to it, but it's interesting because when they were testing it out in the lab or in the product showcase, it wasn't as grainy as when I'm doing it. But they had it in one of those big juice blenders that they were spinning. So I don't know if it depends. I'm just using my frother, but there's a little bit of a grit to it, but it's so good. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Add more water.
I was just shooting it, so that probably is it.
Okay, so make sure it's well watered in. Yeah.
Well, they say between 5 and 8 ounces. You need almost 12 to get it to not
really
be so gritty. It's that thick.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna have Lara go next, and then Renee, if you're good to go after Lara. Perfect. Okay, Lara.
Okay, I left mine at the office. So if anybody has your frankincense stick, if you'll show it, there, Amber's got it. So we now have a frankincense stick, and it's already got a nickname, Frankenstick. So which I love. It's the Frankenstick. But I've kind of honestly, I've wondered all along, ever since I've been with doTERRA, like we have all these sticks, we have all these capsules. Why don't we have frankincense in easier formats? But there's a lot of science to it, of course, and I won't get into all of that. But we know that our frankincense is particularly suited for a broad effect, because if you didn't know this, our frankincense oil, we blend from 4 different species of frankincense. So that alone is something that's unique to doTERRA. And of course, frankincense is the king of oils, and it's particularly suited to support the cellular DNA code and determine exactly what is needed in our bodies. So there's 2 new frankincense members of the frankincense family. The frankincense stick is very similar, if you don't have it yet, to the deep blue stick, the serenity stick, the breathe sticks. We have all these sticks, and they're also finding that people are using these a lot more. Our customers are using them because they're easy, right? You can take a look at this and you kind of just know what to do with it. Whereas a whole bunch of bottles of oils, how many of you guys have customers that are like, I don't know what to do and what to blend with what? So that the fact that these are really easy to use, they're leaning into some of these products that customers don't have to ask a bazillion questions or need us to hold their hand, right? So the frankincense stick, I'm not able to say the whole thing now. I just have to say frankenstick. But the frankenstick is really, really great for all things skin, as you might imagine. I was listening to, I don't know how many of you listen to the Essential Oils podcast. There's a couple podcasts. There's one for business side, and there's one that's real general for customers. And they did one from convention, and they were talking about the new products. And I love the fact that they said the stick versus the capsules that just came out too. And I'm not talking about the capsules, but the capsules are more like broad, general, systemic health that we're using them for, whereas the stick is for targeted areas. So it's also really unique because it's blended with nio wood. And this might not be one that you're familiar with. I wasn't familiar with at all, but it's also really, really great for all things skin. But the interesting thing about nio wood is it's very high. See if I can say the word right. It's very high in alpha bisabolol. I think I said that. Bisabolol? Bisabolol. Anyway, it's very high in this component, which increases absorption of the frankincense. So it's it absorbs very quickly and very easily. It does not leave a greasy feeling. It's really great to restore skin, to soothe minor irritations. It also helps give your skin a protective barrier. So not only does it lock in moisture and help to heal, it's going to block out toxins. There was one gal who was speaking, and she said when she got one early, like to try it before convention, and she was having a particular issue on her face. And I think that she was being super compliant because she didn't come right out and say what it was, but she kind of was like winking, There was a thing on my face I couldn't get rid of, tried everything. And the Frankenstick, she started using that. And within a week, she started noticing huge diminishing of this area on her face, on her skin. So rapid absorption, smooth application. It does not give you a greasy residue. It's very convenient. Like I said, in the stick, it's safe for sensitive skin. So it's safe for all types of skin, all ages. And it doesn't have any of those nasty things we don't want it to have. So no parabens, no phthalates, no synthetic fragrances, obviously, because we're doTERRA, we wouldn't do that anyway. But it's really, very, very clean. And so let me scroll down here. So healthy, radiant skin restores and soothes your natural skin barrier, has the nio wood with the alpha bisabolol for increased absorption. It smells amazing, as you might expect. Very calming and natural aroma. So it also is going to help you with mood and with emotions at the same time. It's safe for sensitive skin. Oh, and it also encourages skin brightening. So anything from sunspots to aging to irritations, injuries, rashes, burns. I mean, you name it. This is going to be an amazing go-to for all things skin. And then last but not least, they did talk about, like someone asked, what if I have pain and I use my Deep Blue stick? Should I use one or the other? Could I use both? And they did emphasize this is a really great one to layer either with an oil or one of the other sticks, like the Serenity stick or the Deep Blue stick, especially for pain and inflammation. As you might have heard, you may not, but the frankincense is one of the oils that's kind of what they call a booster oil or an enhancing oil. So whatever we pair it up with, it's going to actually boost the therapeutic effect. And it's also a great one to do last. So like if you have pain, you're using Deep Blue or the Deep Blue rubber stick, you could do that first and then use your Frankenstick on top of that to really drive it deeper into the tissues and seal that goodness. So very excited about this one. I'm going to like pop it in my backpack and keep it with me 24/7.
Yeah, I do have a lot of customers that love the sticks, and I find them very convenient. My husband wants the Deep Blue stick over any of the other Deep Blue products now. So I think this is going to be really successful and help a lot of people. I'm already seeing a lot of testimonials and like photo testimonials. So we'll have to start a little thread in our group where we can share some of those. So I love that.
Yes.
Okay, Renee.
Brittany, I'm so sorry, Renee. One quick, I made a huge error. I said 38% increase. I was so far off. It was 540% increase
Wow.
in increase in bioavailability. due to the liposomal technology, 540%. And they said basically that if you guys are taking, who I forget who said it, Von Watts said that if you take the VMG Plus, EO Omegas, and our PB Restore, you're only those 3 supplements, you're doing 90% better than the rest of the population. So anyway, that was really cool to know. Sorry. That was just a huge difference on what I spouted. So I wanted to make sure that was recorded and it was noted. Sorry.
I love that, baby Kimber. Okay, Renee, take it away.
Okay, so I'm doing the escape oils. So I don't know how many of you at the convention got into that room, but each room was set up differently. So we're going to work on the emotion side of the escape oils. So Vineyard is the oil of reflection. It invites individuals to reconnect themselves in a more honest and courageous way. The guaiac wood, copaiba, and black pepper ask individuals to reflect on what they may be running from. The tree oils provide a grounding and stabilizing influence to stay the course. The fruit and flower oils encourage the heart to open and remember the seeds of a healthier tomorrow need to be planted and nurtured today. Coastal is the oil of authenticity. And it asks the individuals to pause and observe their life just as if they were sitting on the ocean shore watching the waves come and go. It invites them to evaluate what is worth keeping, what needs to be washed away to reclaim their integrity and restore their good judgment. It asks them to simply accept where they really are and take this moment of stillness and presence to determine how to best move forward from here. The blend invites individuals to return to their authenticity and reconnect the healing power of nature and the healing within themselves. And the Amazon escape is the oil of reconciliation, which invites individuals to bravely face the painful or obscured aspects of their personal stories or family history. It encourages them to remain committed to reconciling the unhealed aspects of their life instead of turning away. And in so doing, it promises a more abundant and peaceful existence on the other side. This blend teaches that pain carves out the space within the soul to receive more joy, wisdom, and wonder. So if you're wondering what else you could use your oils for, diffuse them when you want to do reflection, authenticity, or reconciliation when you're working on your business.
Oh my gosh. I was like, those sound really deep.
This is because I'm an emotions coach and I am working from the brand new book that they have with all the new oils in it.
Oh my gosh, how cool. Okay, we definitely need to dive deeper into this and for future like topics. That is amazing. Thank you so much, Renee. I didn't ask the next person, or I didn't like confirm with them. So we've got Lainey left and Anna left. You guys want to duke it out? Who's going next?
I can go next. Okay. So the oil that I picked to help tonight is the Nile wood. So I think it's kind of cool because it has, when you read the description on doTERRA's little description, it talks that it's sourced in Hawaii and it grows next to the sandalwood. So it kind of has a little bit of that sweet scent like the sandalwood has. It also, so it helps with our skin. That's why they put it with our stick and our frankincense stick. But the cool thing about it is it encourages emotional vulnerability by fostering honesty and authenticity. It helps people reveal their own true selves, including hidden fears, regrets, and mistakes. What a cool oil, right? It also helps, let's see. So like fine lines, that's one of the things that the Nile wood does. It helps with fine lines and blemishes, and that's what is in the stick, and they work together with the frankincense. So I think, and then let's see, what else did sorry. It has a largest, okay, so the co-impact sourcing, the Hawaiian Mountain Reserve, they also grow it there. They range from shrubs to majestic 30-foot giants, and they yield an essential oil that is captivating, earthy, and has a sweet aroma. Let's see, it's soothing to the skin, reduces appearance of skin imperfection. You can put it on topically, you can, you know, smell it. It reduces, it soothes you, right? So you could use it for anxiety. Let's see,
Besides
you can
it
put it,
smells, how does it smell? Is it, you said it's kind of got a sweet smell to it, Anna?
yeah, kind of witty, kind of sweet. I think men would be attracted to it as well because it has kind of that masculine scent to it as well. So it's
It's
sweet,
a little
but it has,
smoky too, right?
yeah.
Smoky.
I love that it's helps with positive, uplifting, creates an environment of positivity. So anyway, this is a good oil, girls, to use.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate that. Okay, Lainey.
Hey, so I'm gonna tell y'all about frankincense capsules. It's kind of funny because you know that doTERRA took a picture of all the products and said, you know, what do you think we're going to release? Like it was shadowed out, you couldn't tell what it was. And my first guess was, or what I said was, I sure hope they put frankincense in a pill. No joke. That's what I said. And so when they announced it, I looked at Anna and said, I guess that. I was so excited. And yes, it is in a pill, but then they outdid themselves and even far beyond what I could have guessed and did the stick. But this is what the pill looks like. It has the oil in it. And then it also has little tiny beads. Let me turn around this way. Can you see the beads? Little tiny pebbles in there. That's the boswellic acids. So why they put the boswellic acids in there and what they are is the frankincense oil, as we know, comes from them tapping the tree, and the oil comes out and turns into a rock, and so that's becomes the resin, and that's then becomes the oil. But and so the oil that we have always had in the bottle, that's just the frankincense oil. But the boswellic acid comes from a different part of the frankincense tree. And so when they add them together, that potentiates the oil, and which helps to reduce oxidative stress even better. And it improves the immune response and promotes a healthy inflammation in the body. But specifically, it really helps in the joints, which I think there's a lot of people who say, oh my gosh, do you have something for my joints? Well, you know, we can give them the deep blue and that works a lot from the outside. But when you take this pill internally, then it can go straight to those joints. During convention, they talked about you should go research these 4 things. And he said frankincense, boswellic acid, and then frankincense AKBA, frankincense essential oils, and also frankincense alpha pinene. So those were the 4 things: boswellic acid, AKBA, the essential oil itself, and then alpha pinene. And so I did that today. And the AKBA, I didn't write down what it's, well, it's acetyl 11 keto beta boswellic acid. So we can just say AKBA. And so this complex of these 2 portions of frankincense, excuse me, is in a liquid-based microbead capsule. Okay, and it contains a standardized 60% concentration of the AKBA, which is a compound that's extracted from the resin that's known to aid in a healthy inflammatory response. And it's also protective, has a protective effect on the musculoskeletal as well as the nervous system. It's made to support joint comfort, provide antioxidant support and protection, and according to their preclinical research, supports healthy cellular function. Now, I think lots of people already know that frankincense oil can cross the blood-brain barrier. It's really important because that means it can go in and fix a cell. So it supports the cell to determine what the right DNA code should be, for correcting the expression and the replication of that cell. If you don't know, when a cell replicates, if it's sick, it replicates that sickness. So you want all your cells to be healthy before they replicate themselves, right? So it's also has broad spectrum activity. Okay. The alpha pinene portion, it has a significant level of alpha pinene, and preclinical research also indicates that frankincense essential oil may help to maintain healthy skin structure. That's why it's the first ingredient in Correct X and Immortelle, right? It's nourishing and clarifying as an additive to your daily skincare. The oil's warm and spicy herbal aroma creates, relaxing yet uplifting atmosphere. So back to the specific capsule. There are two particular inflammatory markers that doctors check when they're checking your blood work to see what's going on. And one of them is called C-reactive protein, or CRP. Another one is called IL-6, and that's a cytokine that's involved in the inflammatory process, and so is the CRP. They are both generic overall markers. They don't say, if it's high, it doesn't say, well, you have inflammation in your hip. It just says you have inflammation in your body. Okay, so they're very generic kind of inflammatory markers. But when in the study they did, when they took the frankincense capsule, they had 12.4% reduction with this little baby, and an overall decreased 26.9% in inflammation markers. Okay. Now, when you take a pill, a lot of people too don't realize that the pill takes a pathway in your body. Like what's in this pill will determine what pathway it's going to take. And she showed us a ton of pathways. This was Nicole Stevens, Dr. Nicole Stevens. But what stuck out to me, there's 24 pathways that doTERRA's capsule can take. But the one that she picked out, the one about COX-2, because if you know about a COX-2 inhibitor, those are meds like Celebrex or naproxen or ibuprofen. A lot of people call them NSAIDs. They help reduce pain. Well, and that's a great thing. We want frankincense to be able to help us reduce our pain, right? But it also travels down the receptor path of estrogen. So there's a whole nother pathway that is of really utmost significance, neurotransmitter pathway. And I think with the boswellic acids, it's going to do a whole lot more good. But I think some of us already know how frankincense helps the neurological system, right? It is great as a cell renewal and support. It's skin renewal and clarity, provides healthy stress response, cardiovascular support, healthy inflammation response, immune support, cognitive function. Nowadays, we all kind of have this brain fog, and so I really feel like this is going to be very supportive for that. It has digestive benefits to it, and it also has pulmonary, or your lung function benefits. So there you go. Exciting to have frankincense.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button. Oh my gosh, lady, I love that. Thank you so much. I really love just the way that you explain that, and it helped me understand this is so much more than like, they put frankincense in the pill so it's convenient for us. Yeah, it's like, this is a whole way big step above. So that's really awesome and very exciting. I loved the way that you explained some of those different neural pathways or different digestive pathways, I guess. Is that it? How you say it? Whatever kind of pathways it's coming through. So
Yep, there's all kinds of pathways. So
yes.
because when you take medication, it will choose its pathway. and as to, how it's going to travel through the body. And so it's just really cool to me to know that frankincense can do that same thing. It chooses where it's going to go.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stop the recording, but we can stay on for a few more minutes. I would love to hear from other people that